Before we actually get into the widget areas, I'd like to actually take you through the process of adding a completely new page to the site. So what I'm going to do is here, since I'm out here in the front of the site, I don't actually need to go into the administrative interface to add a new page. What I can do is I can come over here to this new menu right here. And this brings down a menu that has all the different content types that I can go ahead and add new types of. A post type is a blog post. I can upload media to the site that you don't actually have to upload media when you're creating a page or anything. You can just upload media to the site to upload it. There are links and pages and portfolio items, but what's primarily used in this system are pages. So I'm going to go ahead and click on page. And that's going to bring me into the WordPress interface, back into the administrative interface with the add a page interface already brought up. So I'm going to go ahead and give the page a title, and I'm just going to go ahead and call this test page 1. Now, you're going to see that I don't have my nice little visual editor. I have the standard WordPress editor here that can switch between text and visual WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get mode, which is very similar to what you see in Microsoft Word. So you're going to notice as you hover over these have all these different little pop-ups that come over and tell you what these are, to align text to the left or the center and stuff. And you see this same WYSIWYG editor actually in the text boxes that are in the Swift Page Builder. But when you come into a new page and you see this, what you want to do is you want to come over here to Swift Page Builder and click on that, and that will bring up our Swift Page Builder interface. And now I can click over here to add content elements, which will bring up the shortcut for that, or come down here to content elements and add one of these content elements here. But if I'm just adding a text box, which is what you'll be adding most of the time, is either a text box or an image, there is also a shortcut right here to just go ahead and click and add a text box with a single click. Now let's say that I wanted to have an image and let's say 2 text boxes. I wanted some text up above, and then let's say I want a divider and an image and then another divider and some text below. So before I actually begin to add text or anything, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and lay that out here in the Swift Page Builder. So I want text first, then I want a divider, then I want a single image, another divider, and another text block. Okay, so now I have a text block, a divider, an image, a divider, and a text block. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up here. And this is where I could go ahead and change my text. And I'm just going to put content goes here. And most of the time in this system, you will want to bold the content. Just to let you know, most pages, the background is translucent to go ahead and show the ultimate background in the back, the full screen background. So to go ahead and make the text stand out a little better when adding regular text in here, I would advise that you always go ahead and bold it. And you do that just by highlighting the text and clicking on bold. So I could also put a title in this area if I wanted to. I'm going to come in here and put title, and I'm going to select that, and I'm going to come over here, change it to a heading 2, and center it. Okay. All right. Going to come down here. Now, these things right here where it says margin below widget and border below widget and extra class name, you can pretty much safely ignore these. And these are exactly what they sound like. Do you want a border below the widget? You could, but the border is going to look different than the normal divider. It's just going to be a small little 1-pixel border, and so it's not going to be consistent. And so instead of putting border below widget because that's not available on all widgets, instead we went ahead and used the system standard divider to put in a line division between content. Then right here it says margin below widget, and that is if you look at the widget and you notice that there's just not enough space between it and the next portion of the content, you could change that to yes, and this will add about 20 to 30 pixels, 20 pixels if I'm not mistaken, of margin below the content. So, but generally speaking, you can just safely leave both of those at no, and then just click save. So you'll see this has changed our visual representation here. Now I'm going to go ahead and add an image. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Add Image. And I'm going to go ahead and select an image from my computer so I can show you the upload process. I'm going to go ahead and click the Feature Pet Stain Odor Removal image right there. And then when I select that, it's going to go ahead and you're going to want to give it a minute because it's going to, as you see down here, it's going to say that it's uploading it and crunching it, and then it will automatically put it in there. So for the image size, I'm going to leave it at full. I'm going to change the frame to border frame, and I'm going to change the enable lightbox length to no. And then I'm going to click save. Down here's my last text area. In this text area, I'm not going to give a title. Text area, I would probably just have content here. Remember, in this system, I'm going to go ahead and bold this to give it some more contrast with the background. And I'm going to go ahead and click save. Now, over here where it says template, you'll notice that we have a selection between default template and full width showcase revolution slider. You'll always want to leave this on default template in the system. Above this, though, we have where it says parent. Now, you'll notice I'm going to go ahead and open up all our pages over here. Remember, I was talking about this before, where these are subpages of this. This is just a nice way to know, a nice representation of here, so we know that commercial and janitorial, these are subpages of that, and we're going to represent those out front. We don't have to represent that in the menu out front, but we're going to represent those out front. So I went ahead and made those subpages in here, so it's very, very easy to see that. If I wanted this to be a subpage of something, this is where I define that right here, where it says parent. And I have all the pages that you see. We have all the pages here in our system. We have them available. And it doesn't matter whether they're a subpage of another page. You can also make them a subpage of that subpage. That's fine. But this is where I would select that. If I wanted this to be a subpage of Go Green, I would go ahead and select that in Go Green. And then it would be a subpage of that. If I don't want it to be a subpage of anything, if I want it to be just its own page and be down here in the top tier, I would just leave that at no parent. And then now over here, you're going to see this doesn't say update. This says publish because this isn't published yet. Now, I could save this as a draft, which means that if I'm working on this, but I'm not ready for it to be published yet, I don't want it to be seen out front, I could just click Save Draft. If I wanted to preview what this was going to look like, I could click on Preview, and it will open up a new window for me, and it will show me what the preview of this page is going to look like. Okay, you'll notice that we have our content. It's centered over here, our guy. But notice that the page, we're conspicuously missing one thing on this page. And what is that? There's no sidebar over here. So I'm going to come back over here to the page, scroll down, and right below that, you're going to see some options. One of these is to show the page title, okay? And that's right here. This says test page number 1. If I don't want that to show up on this page, I can just unselect that. And now that won't show up. Now this says top spacing. If I come over here and I look, I'll notice that there's some spacing between the content right here and the top. This gives us some top spacing. If I didn't want that top spacing there, I could unselect that as well. But I want our sidebar. Let's say, and mind you, generally speaking, most pages you're going to want to leave these, to tell you the truth. You'll want to leave top spacing and you'll want to leave show page title on. But I want to show you, but I'm going to undo them to show you why you want to leave them on and show you what the page looks like without them. So I'm going to come over here to sidebar configuration, and you're going to see it says no sidebars. I'm going to choose right sidebar because in this system we're using a sidebar that's on the right. And then over here it's going to ask what sidebar do I want to put in there. So I'm going to leave this on sidebar 1 because right now we're only using sidebar 1. But as you can see, you can have up to 8 different sidebars as well as access to your footer and WooCommerce sidebars. This system is already set up for e-commerce. Should you want to upgrade it to sell things online, let us know. It can be done so very economically by adding the WooCommerce system in. So anyway, sidebars 1 through 8, you have your selection of actually having one of these sidebars show up on whatever page you want. We're leaving them as sidebar 1 right now, but you don't have to. If you want to have specific things show up on a specific page, you can select one of these other sidebars, and then we're going to show you later on in another video how to populate that sidebar. So it's a nice system in the fact that you have 8 different sidebars actually you can use. So you could conceivably have 8 different pages, and each one of them could have their own unique sidebar with its own unique sidebar content. But you don't have to do that. You can use, like we're doing right now, we're just selecting sidebar 1, and that's going to give us this sidebar the same. It's going to be throughout the entire site. That's what we're using right now. So whenever we make a change to our sidebar in our widgets area, it's going to cascade throughout the entire site. So once I've done all of that, now I'm going to go up here and click Publish. Okay? Now, I've already got this page open, previewing it. Okay, but I want to get rid of that because it's a preview. I want to see what the actual page looks like. So now that I've published it, I'm going to come over here to View Page. There's a couple of things I could do. I could click here, and I can click here. And I can also click here, but I haven't made any changes. That's going to be a preview. I want to see what the actual page really looks like. So I'm going to come here, and I'm going to right-click and open this up in a new tab. So now I can switch between the two, my editor and the page. I've got them right side by side. And now as I look, here we've got our sidebar. But you'll notice our page title's gone, and our content is pushed right up here, right up against the navigation bar right here, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. We don't like that. So let's go back and change that. Let's go back in here, and I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to show our page title and add in our top spacing. And then I'm going to click Update. Come back out here, refresh our page, and now you'll see that we have our top bar with our page title. And now, right below that, you'll see titles here, but now you'll notice we have some space between that right there. So now the page looks much better. I like that. But actually, this is just a test page. We don't actually want this page on here. So what would we do if we don't want this page on here? Well, come to All Pages, and I'm going to scroll down till I find our test page, which is right here. And there's a couple of ways I can do this. Now, I can send this to the trash right here. I could select this, and I could even select more than one page. I could select several. And I can come over here to Bulk Actions, which we'll find right here, and also right up here at the top. And I could select Move to Trash there, and then tell it to apply it, and it will automatically send it to the trash. So there's a couple of ways I can do that. I'm going to choose the most direct route, which is hover over it. I get this little menu that pops up, and I'm just going to click Trash. And when I do that, it's going to send that to the trash. Now you're going to notice over here in trash, I have two different pages sitting in the trash. It has not been actually deleted yet. It's just sitting in the trash, not doing anything. You'll see one of the pages we have out here is the ROAs for, and the parent page is property management. We haven't actually, we've sent that to the trash because we don't want it published on the front of the page, but we haven't done anything else with it. It's just sitting here in the trash. So if it does need to be restored, very, very easily, you can click over here and click Restore. If you want to delete it permanently, though, and you want it completely gone from the system, you click Delete Permanently. Okay? Notice a couple of things here when I did both of those actions. When I told it to send the item to the trash, I did not get a confirmation. It automatically sent it to the trash. Once I was in the trash, when I clicked Delete Permanently, once again, no confirmation. WordPress does not ask for the confirmation when you do these because the sending the item to the trash is the built-in confirmation. So just be aware that when you send an item to the trash, there will not be a confirmation message actually asking you if you want to do that. It's not like when you delete, pictures, and not like when you delete things out of the Swift page builder. It will just automatically send it to the trash. And once you're in the trash, when you tell it to delete it permanently, it will just automatically delete that permanently immediately. So do just be aware of that. And now when we come out to All Pages and we scroll down here, we'll see that our test page is now indeed gone. So that is how you add and delete new pages in the system.